but it's getting quite loud in here. I don't know if you can hear the sound of the rain. And fun fact, here we are. Finished teaching my class. I always get mascara on my eyes. So I've just finished teaching the class that I was covering today, and my tea has gone cold because I was busy teaching, and I do tend to not drink in the same way when I practice. I tend not to drink any water unless I feel the need to, especially if I am teaching and talking. Sometimes I do like to have a drink nearby. When I first started teaching yoga, this is one of the places I found cover. So just for reference, I started as a cover teacher. I believe the first maybe year I was just covering classes, and it was a really great way to get experience at different locations, different types of people. And I really enjoyed it because it's quite a flexible way of working. Whenever I have a spot free during the day, I can, not be so committed to a class, but have the opportunity to teach whenever I like. And I'm just really grateful that I have that opportunity to teach during the day, mostly when my kids are at school. We are having a carpenter come in and do some work on our stairs and fit in some shelves tomorrow. So I need to make sure that's all tidy and clean and clear. And then I need to make some food. So for lunch, I think I'm just gonna have a really quick lunch when I get home. Something like avocado and egg, some salad, because I'm quite hungry now. But it's getting quite loud in here. I don't know if you can hear the sound of the rain.
Side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love. Stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that. colors. Summer love. Memories washed in every shade of green and all the colors. Summer love. Remember the lazy river day canoe, bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon. No place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air conditioned blues.
So I am just taking a little break. It's all a bit of a mess in here. We had a carpenter come in to put some shelves in our hallway, which we have now decided to change our initial idea and just go with what we had previously, but get a few more. Tommy's just gone to IKEA to see. Oh my god. My dog almost ate my lunch, but I managed to rescue it just in time. So anyway, this is the situation currently. This is what the hallway looks like, and we've got this one box which we're just gonna put another one on top and then align a few more along the wall so that we can put all of our shoes there. And we have a really tight kind of hallway, so it's been quite difficult to know exactly what to do with it. We also asked the carpenter to do a little extension to where Rex sits by the window, and he gave us the idea of doing like a little storage box which is in the same line of the windowsill, so that he can both sit and also we can store his toys in there, which to be honest don't last very long because he just eats and bites everything. What I made for dinner last night for me and Tommy, some giant couscous veggies and chicken, and then today I baked some aubergine and some homemade tomato sauce which my mum made. Typically I like to put some parsley on top, but we've run out of that, so I just used some spring onion. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that and get on with the rest of my tasks. I'm so full, so I think I'm gonna have to postpone my decluttering for a little later. I've actually got 2 bags here which I have been collecting this past week of mainly kids' clothes that I need to drop off to charity. I've still got my winter and summer clothes because of the weather that, you know, changes from week to week. Honestly, it was 30 degrees last week and now it's been raining all week. So I'll probably still have to keep both winter and summer clothes together, but look through them because I have put on a bit of weight since last year, and quite a few of the things throughout the years my weight has changed. I'm also trying to naturally regulate my hormones best way I can. Of course, I'm still in that process, so hopefully I can talk a bit more about that in future. I just want to keep items that make me feel comfortable and good in the body that I currently have. The other thing I really want to declutter is books. I have so many books and I actually let go of quite a few books last year. It was one thing that was really, really difficult for me to do. I feel really sentimental about books. I love having books around. But another thing I don't really love is to have clutter, and I'm constantly trying to find new ways to display my books. Sorry about that. I've tried different ways to display my books in the past. I've tried the rainbow method, so where you put all the books in the specific colours next to each other. I've also tried to categorize them. I've also tried to organize books that I haven't read and those that I'm currently reading and then that I want to read. I like variety. Basically, I get bored quickly from having one way. The most recent thing I started doing, once we got rid of our TV, which I wanted to do for a long time, I would much rather read before bed, and it's been really great to just look at books instead. So some of these are on my TBR, and then some of these that I wanted to share with you that I would like to read. So this one, I'm actually quite past the halfway point, and honestly, it has taken me a long time to get there. And it's not necessarily because the book isn't good. Obviously, it's not as interesting to me. Otherwise, I would have finished it quite quickly. It's been okay, but at the same time, I've not really given it enough time to sit with. I've just been reading bits here and there, and maybe that has also affected why I've not finished it yet. Just heard so many good things about it. It was recommended as well. It's also been a really busy month for me. I get to the evening and I'm like, I'm gonna read tonight, and I just get to a point where my eyes start closing and I just can't do it. I am determined to get back into reading because I love reading. I always feel so much better for it, and here we are. One book I have had on my TBR for quite a bit, which I have seen around, is this one, Mexican Gothic. I honestly don't know too much about it. I've just heard YouTubers and people I, watch for book inspo talk about this book. And fun fact, I ordered this on Amazon because it was really cheap, and I do actually quite like hardback books, and it was like £4, which was weird that it was so cheap because hardbacks are typically quite expensive. I also at the same time ordered this book, which I've also had really, really good things about. I'm very excited to start reading it. When they arrived, this one came separate, and I thought that's weird. It looks like a library book, and I think it is. But it turns out I bought it secondhand. And the funny thing was, when I went to check, and I don't know why I keep saying it's funny because it's actually not that funny. When I went to check, this one was rated good and it cost like almost £5. And then there was an new copy, so even better, which was like £2 or £2.50. So if I had noticed that detail, I probably could have got a better copy for cheaper. So FYI, if you are buying secondhand books, which I definitely think I'm going to continue to do, this book, which I am late in the game with, I know. Those of you who are into ACTA, you've probably already read them like 2 years, 3 years ago. I am on the third book, halfway. So the turquoise book, most people that I know gravitate towards that one. Well, actually, my favorite was the first book, okay? What can I say? I don't know. I really enjoyed the first book, especially the last part of the book I found very interesting. But as a whole, I don't know if it's just how my brain works or because, I don't take notes as much, but I have started to take notes. Anyway, I'm making more of an effort to understand the world building, the characters, because there are quite a few characters, and I get distracted quite quickly. My capacity for concentration is not what it should be, I guess. I would rather spend longer on this book, but actually absorb the information than just read through it for the sake of finishing it. What a friend suggested was to listen to the audio and read at the same time, which I think might be a game changer for me. I am currently reading on my Kindle. This is The Sorceress. Is it Sorceress Comes to Call? It's part of our book club pick for the month. So I'm at 18% at the moment, and so far we're just still at the beginning, kind of setting up the scene and everything. But it's an easy read. I'm enjoying what's happening like story wise so far. I will do my best to set timers and find those little pockets in the day where there's just always something to do in the day. But again, knowing that maybe reading will give me a boost of energy, even because when you take time to rest, you also recharge and really focus on reading more.